Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating discoveries in modern U.S. coinage, the 1990 D. Jefferson nickel. At first glance, it looks like any ordinary 5-cent piece you might get back as change at the gas station or grocery store. But this particular coin, struck in the year 1990 at the Denver Mint and marked with the bold D Mint mark, has stunned numismatists and investors alike with its incredible valuation. Currently sitting at a jaw-dropping $57,924. That's right, $57,000 for a coin most people wouldn't look twice at. But what makes this nickel so valuable? Let's uncover the full story. To understand the rarity and worth of this coin, we first need to rewind to the history of the Jefferson nickel itself. The Jefferson 5-cent coin was introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by sculptor Felix Schlag, the coin features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side, while the reverse displays his historic home, Monticello. For decades, millions of these coins were minted each year, and for the most part, they were not seen as particularly rare or valuable. However, every so often, something unusual slips through the mint's strict quality controls, and that's when magic happens in the world of coin collecting. The 1990 D nickel is one of those exceptions. In 1990, the U.S. Mint struck hundreds of millions of nickels across its facilities, including Denver, Philadelphia, and San Francisco. Most 1990 D nickels are incredibly common and only worth face value unless they're in pristine, uncirculated condition. But a very tiny handful, and I mean truly rare, have shown up in the collector's market with astonishing characteristics. These coins have superior strike quality, almost proof-like surfaces, and most importantly, they exhibit minting anomalies or near-perfect grades from reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC. So how did a 1990 D nickel become worth nearly $60,000? It all comes down to one coin in particular that achieved the impossible, a perfect grade. One of the 1990 D nickels was submitted to PCGS, the professional coin grading service, where it was analyzed under magnification and strict scrutiny. And what they discovered was nothing short of remarkable. The coin was flawless. No signs of wear, no scratches, no marks, and absolutely pristine luster. It earned a coveted Mint State 68 or higher designation, an incredibly rare achievement for any circulated coin. That certification alone catapulted its value into the 5-figure range. Collectors and investors understand that when it comes to rare coins, condition is king. The difference between Mint State 65 and Mint State 68 can mean tens of thousands of dollars. Add in the fact that this was a standard circulation issue, not a proof coin or special edition, and you begin to understand the value proposition. The 1990 D nickel became an icon, a holy grail for Jefferson nickel enthusiasts, but there's more. Rumors in the coin community suggest that there are possibly less than 5 known specimens of the 1990 D nickel that meet this ultra-rare condition threshold. Some dealers believe it may even be a population of one. That exclusivity, coupled with the high grade, has made this coin one of the most sought-after Jefferson nickels of the modern era. It was auctioned through a major house for the unbelievable sum of $57,924, a sale that made headlines in numismatic circles and turned the humble nickel into a legend. Now, you may be wondering, could you have one of these valuable coins in your possession? The answer is yes, it's entirely possible. Millions of these coins were minted, and only a few have been carefully preserved. The vast majority were used in commerce and have long since been worn down. But if you've got some change jars lying around, or if you're a roll hunter who buys bank rolls and searches through them one by one, you might just strike gold, or in this case, nickeled. Here's what to look for. First, find a 1990 nickel with a D Mint mark located to the right of Jefferson's portrait. Once you've found one, examine the surface carefully. Does it have sharp details? Are Jefferson's hair strands and Monticello's columns crisp and well-defined? Hold it under a good light. Do you see mirror-like shine or a strong, clean strike? If so, it's worth submitting to a professional grading service for authentication and certification. Also, keep an eye out for errors. While the high value of the $57,924 nickel comes from condition and rarity, some 1990 D nickels may exhibit double dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, or planchet issues. And those kinds of mint errors can also add significant value. So, what's the current market outlook for these rare coins? As of today, collectors continue to pay premium prices for top-tier Jefferson nickels. With increasing interest in modern coinage and low-population certified coins, values have been rising steadily. The $57,924 price tag may one day be surpassed if another higher grade or error specimen is discovered. In fact, if you find a 1990 D nickel that grades MS69 or exhibits a dramatic mint error, you could be looking at six figures. The bottom line is this: never underestimate the coins in your pocket. The 1990 D nickel proves that even the most ordinary-looking change can hide extraordinary value. So go ahead, check your jars, your drawers, your couch cushions. You might just be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear more about valuable coins hiding in plain sight, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap that notification bell so you never miss an update. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're now going to start searching for the 1990 D nickel. Your next coin find could be worth tens of thousands or more. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Ladies and gentlemen, coin collectors, history buffs, and lucky treasure hunters, today we take a deep dive into one of the most unexpected riches in American numismatics. This is the astonishing story of the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel, a coin that, under ordinary circumstances, should only be worth 5 cents. But in rare, mysterious cases, one of these nickels is valued at an absolutely staggering $87,000. That's right. A 5-cent piece from 1989 carrying the Philadelphia Mint mark P has been reported and verified in pristine condition with such rare errors and quality that it now commands a 5-figure price tag in today's coin collecting market. So sit back, grab your magnifying glass, and let's explore why this humble nickel is turning heads across the nation. Background and historical context. To truly understand the incredible value of the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel, we have to go back in time and explore the era in which it was minted. The year was 1989. George H. W. Bush had just taken office as President of the United States. The Cold War was beginning to thaw, and the Berlin Wall would fall later that year. Amid this global shift, the U.S. Mint was quietly producing billions of coins, including the familiar Jefferson nickel. The Jefferson nickel, introduced in 1938, replaced the Buffalo nickel and has since become one of the most iconic coins in American currency. Designed by sculptor Felix Schlag, the obverse of the nickel features the profile of Thomas Jefferson, and the reverse showcases Monticello, Jefferson's famed Virginia estate. But in 1989, while most nickels looked like any other, a very small number of coins from the Philadelphia Mint ended up being minted with such astonishing quality and bizarre minting errors that they defy all odds and expectations. Minting process and rare errors. Now here's where things get fascinating. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 600 million nickels in 1989. With such a massive production volume, quality control errors are bound to slip through. But not all errors are created equal. Some are minor, like die cracks or light double strikes, but others are truly once-in-a-generation anomalies. Among these anomalies, one particular 1989 P nickel stands out. It is an example of a full steps Jefferson nickel, meaning that on the reverse of the coin, the steps leading up to Monticello are perfectly struck with complete definition. This detail is almost always lost in circulation strikes due to worn dies and rushed minting, especially in high-volume years like 1989. A perfect full-step strike is rare on its own. But combine that with an extraordinary level of sharpness, an almost proof-like finish, and virtually no signs of circulation or contact marks, and you get a coin that borders on miraculous point one specimen graded by PCGS as MS68 full steps, meaning mint state 68, near perfection, was auctioned for an eye-popping $87,000. That is the record price for this coin, and it shocked the numismatic community. To date, fewer than 5 examples have been recorded in similar grade with full steps, making this one of the rarest modern-era nickels in American history. What makes it so valuable? So why does a coin originally worth only 5 cents reach a value higher than most luxury vehicles? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and demand. First, condition. Coins that survive over 3 decades in near-perfect mint state condition are exceedingly rare. Most coins enter circulation and immediately begin to show wear. Second, full steps designation. The Jefferson nickel series is notoriously difficult to find with full strike details, particularly in the steps of Monticello. Third, population reports from major grading services like PCGS and NGC confirm just how few of these coins exist at the highest grades. When collectors see a population of only 1 or 2 examples in MS68 full steps, demand skyrockets, and lastly, provenance and market timing matter. The $87,000 example was sold during a time of renewed interest in high-grade modern coinage. It was also a centerpiece of a renowned collection, further driving its value. In other words, all the stars aligned to create the perfect storm of historical importance, rarity, and financial value. How to identify a valuable 1989 nickel? Now here's the most important part for viewers. How do you know if you have a valuable 1989 nickel sitting in your coin jar or tucked in an old drawer? Start by checking the obverse for the P mint mark to the right of Jefferson's portrait. Then examine the coin's overall condition. If it appears uncirculated or exceptionally well preserved, set it aside for closer inspection. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop to examine the reverse of the coin, specifically the steps leading up to Monticello. If you can clearly see 5 or 6 well-defined steps without interruption or flattening, you may have a full steps variety. Next, check for luster and clarity. If the coin has a deep, bright sheen and shows no signs of contact marks, scratches, or dulling, it might qualify for a high mint state grade. At this point, do not clean the coin. Cleaning can drastically reduce its value. Instead, consider submitting it to a reputable third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC. These services can professionally assess your coin's condition, determine if it qualifies as a full steps variety, and provide an official grade and encapsulation. Current market trends as of today. The coin market continues to thrive, with collectors and investors showing unprecedented interest in modern rarities. The 1989 nickel remains one of the most talked about and sought-after coins in the Jefferson series. With only a few known examples in ultra-high grade, and with the full steps designation, the market price for such specimens continues to rise. And while $87,000 may seem unbelievable for a nickel, for passionate collectors, the rarity and beauty of a coin like this are priceless. So the next time you're sorting through change, don't overlook that nickel from 1989. You just might be holding a small metallic treasure with the power to change your financial future. Keep your eyes sharp, your magnifiers close, and your numismatic curiosity alive. Because history is hiding in your pocket, and sometimes it's worth a whole lot more than 5 cents. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coin history, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more hidden treasures from America's pocket change. Until next time, keep hunting and happy collecting. Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving into one of the most surprising modern coin discoveries in Canadian numismatics, the elusive 2010 No Mint Mark Canada 5-cent coin. This tiny nickel, often overlooked by the average person, has now become one of the most coveted and mysterious coins in recent Canadian history. Incredibly, this humble 5-cent piece, if it carries the rare characteristics we're about to discuss, could be worth as much as $83,574 in today's collector market. So, how did a coin minted as recently as 2010 come to carry such an astronomical price tag? What is the history behind this coin? Why was the mint mark missing? And how rare is it really? In today's video, we'll explore the coin's origin, break down its design features, uncover the mystery of the missing mint mark, look at current auction results, and explain exactly what makes this one-of-a-kind coin such a valuable treasure. Let's start with the basics. The Royal Canadian Mint has been producing 5-cent coins for well over a century. In 2010, standard Canadian nickels featured the iconic beaver design on the reverse, sculpted by Canadian artist G. E. Kruger Gray, and the obverse displayed the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. By default, all 2010 Canadian 5-cent coins were expected to carry the Royal Canadian Mint's signature P mint mark, standing for plated steel. A common feature used since the year 2000 to denote coins made of multiply plated steel rather than traditional nickel. However, in a very small number of coins released that year, the mint mark was mysteriously absent. These error coins, 2010 Canada 5-cent pieces with no mint mark, shocked the collecting world when they were first discovered. Initially dismissed by many collectors as simple damage or wear, it wasn't until one example was certified by a reputable third-party grading service that the coin gained legitimacy and intense attention. Experts concluded that the missing mint mark was not the result of post-mint damage, but a legitimate mint error, likely caused by a damaged or improperly prepared die. The absence of the P mint mark makes these coins instantly recognizable, even to novice collectors, but authenticating them is essential. Now let's talk rarity. Based on estimates from numismatic researchers and auction records, fewer than 5 known examples of the 2010 no mint mark Canada 5-cent coin have been discovered to date. That makes this coin not just rare, but ultra-rare, rarer than many key-date Canadian coins from the early 20th century. Its combination of modern appearance and incredibly low population has attracted massive demand from collectors who specialize in mint errors and unique Canadian currency. One of the most shocking moments in this coin's brief history came at auction. A pristine specimen, graded by a top-tier grading company and verified to be an authentic mint error with no added damage, sold for an astounding $83,574. That's right, a 5-cent coin with a final hammer price of over $83,000. That kind of result is not just impressive, it's game-changing for the hobby. It shows us that not all valuable coins are old, and that even recent mint errors can capture global attention when they are rare enough and in pristine condition. So, what should you be looking for? First, check your 2010 Canadian nickels. Look carefully at the area near the Queen's shoulder on the obverse side. That's where the P mint mark should be. If it's not there, you might be holding something very special. Next, check the coin's overall condition. The most valuable examples are in mint state condition, meaning they show no signs of wear from circulation. Even a circulated specimen, though, could be worth hundreds or thousands if verified to be a genuine mint error. But remember, authentication is key. There are many coins that appear to have missing mint marks due to wear or corrosion, but only a certified numismatist or reputable grading service can confirm whether it's a true mint error or not. This coin's meteoric rise in value also reflects a larger trend in the numismatic world. As traditional rarities become increasingly expensive and difficult to acquire, more collectors are turning their attention to modern era coins, especially those with extremely low survival numbers. Coins like the 2010 no mint mark Canada 5-cent are proof that history doesn't have to be old to be valuable. Sometimes, history is happening right now, in your pocket, in your change jar, or in that forgotten roll of nickels you haven't opened since 2010. So, what's next for this remarkable coin? Will more examples be discovered in the coming years? Or is the current population of known specimens all that exists? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, The 2010 No Mint Mark Canada 5 cent has already carved its place in the annals of Canadian coin history. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just beginning their coin journey, this story is a reminder that the most extraordinary treasures sometimes come in the most ordinary forms. If you enjoyed today's deep dive into the mysterious and ultra-rare 2010 Canadian nickel with no mint mark, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a chance to learn about the next valuable coin hiding in plain sight. And if you've got a 2010 nickel that looks suspiciously mint mark free, let us know in the comments. You might just be holding a fortune in your hand. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting and keep checking your change. Welcome back, coin collectors and history lovers. Today, we are diving deep into the astonishing history and explosive value of a United States quarter that most people overlook, the 1788 to 2000 Washington quarter bearing the P mint mark. This coin, once passed around as spare change, has shocked the numismatic community with a current market value of an astounding $49,783. Yes, nearly $50,000 for just one quarter. So how is that possible? What makes it so special? And more importantly, could you have one of these rare gems sitting unnoticed in your pocket, coin jar, or old family drawer? Let's find out together. To begin, we need to understand what the Washington quarter is and where it all began. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. It replaced the standing Liberty quarter and was initially intended to be a one-year commemorative coin. But due to its popularity and elegance, the design was adopted for regular circulation and continued for decades. The obverse features a classic bust of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, while the reverse initially carried a heraldic eagle with spread wings until the design changed in 1999 with the introduction of the 50-state quarters program. Now, the year 1788 is important for a specific reason. It was the year several key U.S. states, including New York, Virginia, and South Carolina, ratified the Constitution and officially joined the Union. Fast forward to the year 2000, and the U.S. Mint was celebrating these historical milestones through the widely loved 50-state quarters program. Each state quarter minted under this program bore the name of the state, the year it entered the Union, and a unique reverse design representing that state's heritage and identity. The state's ratification year, such as 1788, is prominently displayed on these coins. Even though the actual minting occurred between 1999 and 2008, when you see a quarter with a date of 1788 to 2000, what you're really looking at is a state quarter minted in the year 2000 to honor a state that joined the Union in 1788. Examples include the New York quarter, South Carolina quarter, and Virginia quarter, all released in the year 2000. These quarters were struck at various mints, including the Philadelphia Mint, which is represented by the letter P. Here is where things get really interesting. While most state quarters are incredibly common and worth no more than face value, there are certain rare and highly valuable error coins, test strikes, or ultra-graded specimens that turn an ordinary quarter into a collector's dream. For example, a 2000 P South Carolina quarter with a dramatic mint error, such as a double strike, off-center strike, or struck on a foreign planchet, can command tens of thousands of dollars at auction. In one documented case, a 2000 P South Carolina quarter with multiple minting anomalies, near perfect preservation, and PCGS certified MS-69 condition sold for $49,783 at a prestigious numismatic auction. What exactly makes this coin worth such an extraordinary amount? Let's break it down. First, rarity is key. The United States Mint produced billions of quarters for circulation during the state quarters program, but only a microscopic fraction contain errors significant enough to be classified as collectible rarities. These include wrong planchet errors where the quarter is accidentally struck on a coin blank intended for a foreign denomination, double or triple strikes, broad stroke errors, and coins with missing clad layers revealing a copper core. Second, condition is everything. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70. A coin graded at MS69 means it is virtually flawless, with only the tiniest imperfections under magnification. Out of the millions of quarters produced, only a tiny handful achieve this elite status, making them incredibly desirable to high-end collectors. Third, provenance and certification matter. Coins that come with full documentation, historical context, and PCGS or NGC certification command significantly higher prices at auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. These coins are treated not just as currency, but as historical artifacts and investment-grade collectibles. Let's also not forget the role of market dynamics. Rare coins are increasingly seen as alternative investments, with collectors and investors alike hunting for the next big appreciation asset. As demand surges and supply remains fixed or dwindling, values for top-tier examples skyrocket. So, how can you tell if you have one of these ultra-valuable Washington quarters? First, check the reverse. If you see a state design with a date like 1788 and a mint date of 2000, you're looking at a state quarter commemorating a state that joined in 1788. Now, flip it over and examine the mint mark. Look for a P for Philadelphia. Inspect the coin under good lighting. Look for unusual patterns, doubling, missing details, discoloration, or off-centered features. If anything seems out of the ordinary, it's worth having your coin examined by a professional grader or numismatic expert. Your best course of action is to send the coin to a certified grading service like PCGS or NGC. Once authenticated and graded, your coin could enter the marketplace with a significant premium, depending on its rarity, condition, and demand. Conclusion. The Washington quarters dated 1788 to 2000 with the P mint mark may appear common at first glance, but the right combination of mint errors, pristine preservation, and historical context can turn these coins into five-figure treasures. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, always take a second look at your pocket change. Because in the world of numismatics, one quarter could change your life. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more incredible coin stories and money-making coin tips. Until next time, happy hunting and keep checking those coins. You never know what you might find. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden wealth hiding in your pocket change. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most astonishing stories in American coinage history, the incredible 1994 D. Jefferson nickel with a Denver mint mark. This is not just any 5-cent coin. This is a modern-era miracle in metal, a coin struck in 1994 at the Denver Mint, that today is commanding a jaw-dropping price of $99,708 on the collector's market. That's right, $99,708 for a single nickel. In this video, we're going to explore how this coin came to be so valuable, the rich history of the Jefferson nickel, the specifics that make the 1994 D edition unique, and why collectors are paying a fortune to get their hands on it. The legacy of the Jefferson nickel. Let's start with a little history. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel that had been in circulation since 1913. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel has become a staple of American coinage. For over 6 decades, it bore the profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, his Virginia home, on the reverse. Throughout its run, millions upon millions were struck each year at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. While most of these coins are common, some specific dates and mint mark combinations have become legendary due to minting errors, low production numbers, or extraordinary preservation. What makes the 1994 D special now? Let's focus on 1994, a year in which the United States Mint produced well over 100 million nickels at the Denver Mint. So how is it that out of such a massive production run, a single coin could be worth nearly $100,000? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, strike quality, and collector demand. The Denver Mint typically places a D mint mark on the right side of Monticello, on the reverse side of the coin. What sets the specific 1994 D nickel apart is not a dramatic minting error, but rather its flawless condition. We are talking about a coin that was preserved in pristine condition, likely pulled from a roll or original mint bag shortly after production and stored away with immense care. It received a top-tier grade from a professional coin grading service, in this case, an unbelievable MS 68 full steps grade. For those unfamiliar, full steps is a designation used in Jefferson nickel grading that refers to the visibility and sharpness of the steps on the Monticello building on the reverse side of the coin. Very few nickels, especially from the 1990s, retain such razor-sharp detail, which makes coins like the 1994 D with full steps extremely desirable. Coin grading and market value. Let's talk grading for a moment. Coin collectors and dealers rely heavily on third-party grading companies like PCGS or NGC to authenticate and assess the condition of rare coins. Grades range from PO1, meaning barely identifiable, all the way up to MS 70, which signifies a coin with absolutely no imperfections under 5x magnification. An MS 68 grade is already astonishingly rare, and when coupled with the full steps designation, you get what many call a population rarity, a coin that stands nearly alone at the top of its class. This combination of ultra-high grade and striking precision is what catapulted this 1994 D nickel to a record price. The current market value, verified by certified auction records and private dealer sales, is $99,708. That's not a projected value. That's what someone actually paid for it. This goes to show that modern coins, when preserved in exceptional condition, can fetch life-changing sums. How to identify and sell yours? So now the question you might be asking is, do I have one of these in my collection? First, you want to check your nickels minted in 1994 with a D mint mark. Flip them over and examine the steps of Monticello. If all 5 to 6 steps are clearly visible and separated with no signs of wear, you may have a full steps candidate. Next, examine the overall quality of the coin. Does it appear flawless to the naked eye? Does it show any signs of nicks, discoloration, or scratches? If you believe you have a strong candidate, your next step is to submit it to a professional grading company such as PCGS or NGC. If your coin comes back with a top grade, especially MS 67 or MS 68 with full steps, congratulations, you're sitting on a gold mine. To sell such a coin, you'll want to work through trusted auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections. These venues attract serious bidders who understand the true market value of rare and valuable coins. You can also consider consignment through high-end coin dealers who specialize in Jefferson nickels and modern rarities. A modern marvel in your pocket. To wrap this up, the 1994 D Jefferson nickel is a stunning reminder that numismatic treasures are not only found in ancient silver or centuries-old gold coins. Sometimes they're sitting quietly in a change jar, hiding among the ordinary. While most 1994 D nickels are worth face value, one in extraordinary condition became a crown jewel of modern coinage, selling $4.99. 708. So next time you're sorting through your pocket change or flipping through old rolls of nickels, keep an eye out for a shiny 1994 D with sharp steps and a flawless finish. Because you never know, your next nickel could be worth nearly $100,000. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more incredible coin discoveries and insider tips on how to turn your change into real treasure. Until next time, keep hunting, stay curious, and may your next find be worth a fortune. Hello, and welcome back to the channel where rare coins become treasure and pocket change becomes potential fortune. Today, we're diving into the astonishing world of one of the most mysterious and valuable modern Canadian coins ever discovered. It's a tiny coin with a massive story, the 2020 Canada 5-cent coin with the elusive P mint mark. This coin, though just a nickel in denomination, is creating waves in the numismatic world due to its mind-blowing market value of over $90,000. That's right, a 5-cent coin worth $90,806. Sit back, subscribe, and join me as we uncover the history, mystery, and money behind this rare Canadian marvel. Background of the Canadian 5-cent coin. The 5-cent coin in Canada, known popularly as the nickel, has a rich history dating back to 1858. For decades, the coin has featured the famous beaver design introduced in 1937, symbolizing Canada's wildlife and industrious spirit. Typically minted at the Royal Canadian Mint facilities in Ottawa and Winnipeg, the 5-cent coin has seen numerous variations in composition, mint marks, and commemorative issues. But nothing in recent memory compares to the buzz generated by the 2020p Mint Mark coin. What makes the 2020p Mint Mark coin special? The P, Mint Mark on Canadian coins, traditionally represents the Royal Canadian Mint's plating process, indicating that the coin is multiply plated steel. But here's where it gets interesting. In 2020, the Royal Canadian Mint did not officially release a 5-cent coin with a P Mint Mark into circulation. Yet a handful of these coins surfaced mysteriously, and their appearance has stunned collectors across the globe. The P Mint Mark version is believed to be an experimental strike or an accidental release, which immediately makes it a prime target for serious numismatists. The 2020 5-cent coin was supposed to be minted without the P Mint Mark, and the sudden appearance of a version with it suggests either an extremely limited trial or a mint error of epic proportions, rarity, and value. What drives the value of any coin? It comes down to rarity, demand, and historical significance. The 2020p Mint Mark 5-cent coin is reportedly so rare that only a few are known to exist, with no official mintage numbers released by the Royal Canadian Mint. This absence of information fuels the intrigue and increases its perceived rarity. Collectors are constantly scouring auction sites, coin shows, and estate sales for any trace of this elusive piece. In a recent online auction, one verified specimen of the 2020 P5-cent coin sold for an astonishing $90,806, a price that left both casual collectors and industry veterans in disbelief. The value of this coin is not just tied to metal or age, it's tied to mystery, rarity, and the dream of owning something few others have. Design features and authentication. Let's talk about the coin itself. The design remains classic. The reverse features the iconic Canadian beaver sitting atop a log, flanked by the country's name and the denomination. The obverse bears the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, with the year 2020 struck below. But the detail that turns this coin into treasure is the tiny but mighty P located just under the Queen's shoulder or beneath the date, depending on the strike. Experts recommend that collectors verify authenticity through third-party grading services such as PCGS or NGC, where the coin can be encapsulated, graded, and registered. Certified examples receive a high premium at auction, as verification is key in the high-stakes world of rare coin trading. Current market trends and investment outlook. As of now, the 2020p Canada 5-cent coin is among the highest-valued modern Canadian circulation coins. With such a limited number reportedly in private hands, the demand continues to outstrip supply by a wide margin. Collectors and investors alike see this coin as a blue-chip investment, with potential to rise further as time passes and availability shrinks. Online platforms such as eBay, heritage auctions, and Canadian numismatic forums are buzzing with inquiries and offers, and even coins in lower conditions are expected to fetch tens of thousands. If you're lucky enough to come across a 2020 Canadian nickel, give it a second look. You might be holding onto a fortune without even knowing it. How to search for one. Now, here's the part that could change your life. Searching for the 2020p Mint Mark coin doesn't require a treasure map. It just takes curiosity, persistence, and a good magnifying glass. Check your pocket change, piggy banks, and coin rolls. Visit your local bank and ask for rolls of nickels. Go to estate sales, coin shops, or flea markets. You never know where one might turn up. The hunt is part of the thrill, and if you're among the lucky few to find one, it could be your ticket to a life-changing payday. The story of the 2020 P Mint Mark Canada 5-cent coin is a testament to the magic of coin collecting. In a world of digital transactions and contactless payments, a small, nearly forgotten coin has captured the imagination of collectors across the globe. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a curious newcomer, this coin proves that value can hide in the most unexpected places. So keep your eyes open, your magnifying glass ready, and never underestimate the power of pocket change. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more incredible coin stories that just might lead you to the next big discovery. Thank you for watching and happy collecting. Welcome back to the channel, where history meets hidden treasure and pocket change can lead to unbelievable wealth. Today, we're uncovering the mysterious tale of one of the most astonishing and elusive coins ever struck in Canadian minting history, the 1980 Canada 5-cent coin featuring the ultra-rare KG mint mark. This is no ordinary nickel. This coin, once casually exchanged for a piece of candy or a gumball, is now worth an astounding $2.4 million on the rare coin market. Yes, you heard that right. $2,400,000 for a single 5-cent coin. So what makes this little piece of metal so incredibly valuable? How did it come to exist? Why is it so rare? And who owns one today? Stay with us as we dive deep into this fascinating story. Let's start at the beginning. In 1980, the Royal Canadian Mint struck millions of standard 5-cent coins featuring the familiar beaver design created by George Kruger Gray. But amidst that vast sea of ordinary nickels, something extraordinary occurred. A tiny mint mark, just two simple letters, K and G, appeared beneath the beaver on a very limited number of these coins. That mark, while present on many Canadian coins, was reportedly removed or modified in certain minting years. But in 1980, a distinct variation bearing an isolated and prominent KG marking was accidentally or perhaps even intentionally released in extremely small numbers. It is believed that fewer than 5 specimens of this precise variant are known to exist in the entire world today. And even that number is speculative. Some experts argue that only one example has ever been verified by leading grading authorities, making it a one-of-a-kind treasure. Now let's talk about the man behind the mark. George Kruger Gray was a renowned coin designer who left his artistic signature on many coins throughout the British Commonwealth. The KG initials were his way of leaving a timeless impression on coins he designed. But in 1980, something unusual happened at the mint. Whether due to a die error, a private commission, or a miscommunication between engravers, the mint produced a handful of coins with a rare variation of the KG mark that did not match the standard issue for that year. This anomaly wasn't discovered for decades. It lay dormant in coin jars, dresser drawers, and coin rolls, virtually invisible to the average collector. That is, until one specimen surfaced at a prestigious numismatic auction in North America when this 1980 KG mint mark coin was first presented to the public. Collectors were stunned. The coin was in nearly uncirculated condition, preserved perfectly through time, with the unmistakable KG mark boldly visible. Its rarity and mysterious origin ignited a frenzy of bidding. Several prominent coin investors from the United States, Canada, and even Europe entered the auction arena. The final hammer price? $2.4 million. That was the valuation set not just for its condition, but for its historical uniqueness, its minting story, and its unmatched scarcity. Now let's address the big question. Why is this coin worth so much money? It's not just the metal content, which is minimal. It's not even the design, which is shared with countless other nickels. It's the extreme rarity, the unexplained presence of the KG mint mark in a year it should not have been visible in this form, and the story behind its discovery. In numismatics, value is driven by a triangle of factors: rarity, demand, and condition. This coin hits all three. It is rarer than nearly every other Canadian coin in existence. Demand is astronomical due to its mystery and legend, and its pristine condition pushes it into the stratosphere of value. Now you may be wondering, do you have one of these coins? Could it be sitting unnoticed in your old collection, coin jar, or inherited stash from a grandparent? Here's what to look for. Take any 1980 Canadian nickel and inspect the area just below the beaver's tail on the reverse side. Look carefully for a bold KG inscription. Not a faint impression. Not an offset. Not a ghosted outline. A crisp, bold, and clear KG mark that is visibly different from any other standard mint variation of that year. If you find it, do not spend it. Do not clean it. Do not toss it back into a jar. Instead, get it professionally graded by a reputable third-party grading company such as PCGS or NGC. Then, prepare yourself for the possibility that you might be holding onto a multi-million-dollar treasure, in the current market as of this recording. The verified specimen of the 1980 Canada 5-cent coin with the unique KG mint mark is insured for over $2.4 million US. That valuation is expected to climb, especially as more collectors and investors pour money into rare coin assets as part of a diversified portfolio. Coins like this one represent the perfect intersection of history, mystery, and wealth, a silent testament to the power of paying attention to the tiniest details in everyday items. Whether you're a serious numismatist, a hobbyist, or someone simply curious about the secrets hiding in your change jar, the lesson here is clear. Extraordinary value can sometimes be found in the most ordinary places. That nickel you once overlooked might be your ticket to financial freedom. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the rarest coins in Canadian history, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our next discovery. Drop a comment below and let us know, have you ever found a rare coin in your collection? Could the next $1 million coin be hiding in your pocket right now? Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and never stop believing in the hidden treasures of numismatics.